Hi, my name is Sam. I'm the Grand Conspirator of Corporate Learning. This is part 3 in a series of reflections that I've been doing on a book by Brian Fraser called Jazzthink. In this reflection, I'm going to be sharing on what Brian refers to as evoking the audience. In the past, I've always been confused with why people go to concerts. The pragmatic side of me asks, well, why don't you buy a CD instead? Because you can listen to the concert over and over again, and it's probably cheaper. But over the last little while, I've started to come to a new perspective because a concert is actually a shared dialogue between the performers and the audience. And in a good concert, both parties walked out changed. Have you ever had an experience teaching or presenting where the audience or who you're speaking to has really inspired you to move in a different direction? I think this is actually what happens when a audience is evoked. Uh, I think one of the things that I talked about with my team a lot is, well, who are we actually playing for? Who is our audience? And I think at any given time, you have an audience of yourself, an audience of your team members, but also an audience of whoever you're doing your work for. So from an organizational standpoint, who are your clients? Who are you delivering to? And in a optimal situation, there is a mutual understanding and respect between the audience or your clients and the performers or you and your team. But I think when there isn't an inspiration from the audience, so for example, your client does not inspire you to higher levels of performance, does not appreciate and understand what you're doing, then you need to shift that perspective of who your audience is. And this is actually where we need to have our own standards, our own reasons for why we perform, but also how do we actually expand our audience? This is actually a question that I've been asking my team. So I think it's very important that from a development standpoint, both from a personal standpoint, that we invoke our own voices, that we provoke each other, our teammates, to find their own voice and to perform at a higher level and to be able to find an audience that evokes a sense of awe and wonder.